This is an instructional video of how to build your own haunted house. This kit is designed to look even better if things don't line up just right, are crooked, or even broken. There is no right or wrong way. Remember, use your imagination to make this haunted house your own. Once you've glued and nailed the back and front of your house to the sides of your house, it's time to put the porch on. We'll place the bottom of the porch like so. Place the porch roof somewhere in the middle, wherever you like. And if you want it to kind of sag down on one side, put it down at an angle. Then we're going to take the rod, the wood rod that's included, and we're going to kind of gauge how tall the post should be. It should go into the top and the bottom of the porch, probably about 1/8 of an inch. Hold your thumbnail there like that to hold it, and you're just going to break it like that, and then hold it again. Maybe if you want this side lower, this side taller, we should do that side as well. And we're going to hold that and break it, tearing off any of the strands that remain. If you can't do it with your fingers and you have a wire snips, you can take that and hold it up against there and just snip it. Then, once you have your two rods that you're going to have on your porch, on the video you saw, I had the porch was sagging on one side with a broken post. So you're going to take that post and you're going to break it. Not all the way through, just kind of crack it so it looks like it's breaking. And then it'll fit in there like that. So what we'll do next is put glue on the back sides of each piece of wood. Place the rods in the holes. Do the same with the top of the porch, placing this at an angle like you had. And then position everything the way you want it. Make sure that it's flat against the house and the glue makes contact. This is probably the hardest part of the whole kit. Once you get it on there, the glue is very tacky. It'll hold it and be secure in about a half an hour. I just let it sit to the side here and we can work on the next step. Go ahead and put glue in every hole except for the one that you want your tree to be in. I'm going to put my tree in this one, so I'll skip that one. But continue around every hole. So once you have all your fence posts in the holes, you're going to take your raffia and do a double knot around the base of one of your fence posts. And what I do is figure out where you want your path to be. If you want your path to come through these two posts, you start at one or the other of those posts. You can have the path start anywhere. If you want your house here and you want your path to be here and kind of meander through here, or if you want it to be straight through like that, you can do it that way. It's really up to you where you want the path to go, but then start it at one of the posts that the path goes through, and you'll wrap the raffia around kind of tight around each pole down at the base, just a little bit off the base, and go around twice. Doesn't matter which way you go around, kind of alternate, make it look kind of uneven. I left this one out for my tree. We'll put the tree in later. That'll be one of the last things we do. And then you just keep going around all the way around the other side. Once you get that all done, then I'll show you how to finish it off. Once you get to the other post on the side where your path is going to go, just wrap it around the base and then wrap it up toward the top where you want the top of the fence to go, and then go back around each pole until you go all the way to their side. Once you finish going all the way around, you'll tie it off again, hit this post, and then trim off the excess. Alright, now that you have your fence done, we'll go back to the house. The porch should be secure now. We were going to start working on the shutters and boarding up the windows, placing the door on. And what we'll do is get into with the fence post. We'll just take the wood, the shutters, wood. It's real thin, breaks very easily. I just kind of gauge how tall your windows are. You want them probably the same as the fence post, maybe like an inch, inch and a quarter, and just kind of snap them off, give a nice broken edge to the top, and then you're just going to glue those on wherever you like. You can put them on either side of the window, kind of at maybe an angle, like they're falling down. There's one that I do on the porch on the right-hand side that looks like it's actually leaning against the house. This one we'll put here. I'll break this one off. And this one I'm going to just lean up against there, kind of like it fell off and it's just leaning against the house. So put a dab of glue on the top and on the bottom. And just place it there. Make sure there's enough glue that contacts the porch and the shutter like that. That will dry nicely. And then finish off the other side. And you'll do the same thing on the bottom windows, if you like. And then we will do the sides and the back. For the sides, they're just round holes there. They're just meant to let the light through. You kind of want to just place these boards like someone quickly boarded up the house, and maybe put one across like that, and you'll glue each one in place. Once you kind of position them, maybe put them on dry so you get the right configuration you want. Just put them on there, and you don't want to close it up completely. You want to be able to see some light coming through so it looks kind of spooky, like something might be going on in there. And then board it up like that. You'll do that to each side. The back, you can do the shutters just like we did in the front. And then there's one more here. You can leave it open too if you want to put a silhouette in there. And you can put something in there too. So that is your haunted house. All we need to do now is put on the silhouettes. We'll cut out some silhouettes, put them in there. We'll put the top on, and then you can glue the house into position. One thing, the top is not glued on. The top is removable, so you can get to your light and replace it when the batteries need to be replaced. But we'll get to that next. Once you have all your shutters and boarded up windows done, then we can put the front door on. Now the front door, you have 5 pieces of 5 little rectangles of wood like this. Find the one that has a hole in one side. That's the sign for your front yard. It actually sits on top of one of the posts, so you can glue that on or leave it loose. Put that right on the post there. And the other ones, 3 of them will be your tombstones, so you'll put those in the front yard. And then one's going to be your door. And to put the door on, you can either put it flat to the house, like the door is closed, or what I like to do is kind of open it a little bit and put glue on one edge like that and on the bottom, and then you'll just place the door kind of sitting on the front porch. Just hold it there a second and you'll put it there kind of like that. Can you see that? And then just let that glue for a second, and we can actually put this right where you want it. If you want to glue this down, that's fine. If you want to leave it loose, that's fine too, but we'll say we'll put the house right there, and then you'll put the tombstones on. Just put a little glue on the bottom, and you'll place those kind of anywhere you want. Maybe we'll do this kind of like in the video so you can see what I did there. And do that same thing to all three of them. Place these anywhere you want. Just let them sit there for a second. And I kind of like using wood glue over white glue. It's a little tackier. I think it's a little stronger when it's set up, but white glue works just fine as well. I just might need a little longer drying time. And then once you get the tombstones in, this is the roof. Make sure you close it all the way so you get a nice crease in it. That will just sit on top of your house like that. And then you can put your light in there. Now, all there is to do is to decorate it. We got to put the cobwebs on next. If you want to paint it, you could paint it as you went along and built it. It's easier just to assemble it like this and then just take a paintbrush and brush it. Alright, once we have the tombstones glued down, it would be time to cut out the silhouettes and put those in the window. So we have two sheets that you can choose from. Pick out some silhouettes, and what I do is kind of hold them up there. You'll see how big the window is. You want the silhouettes to be a little bit bigger than the window. You can kind of do it by trial and error, just cutting out and make sure they fit, and you'll glue them behind the window. Now once you've picked out a silhouette, there's two ways to do it. If you want it to be seen during the daylight, I would put the ink side facing out, the printed side facing out. If you want it to be more of a silhouette at night, with the light shining through and illuminating it, I would put that one, well, it's not centered there, but on this one would be good on that side, where you can kind of see the silhouette behind there. The ink side will show up during the day, the back side will be a good nighttime silhouette. So that's one way to do it, and then you can glue them in there with the glue that we used, or another good way to do it is if you have a glue stick. Just put glue stick on here, you can put it on there, and then if you get tired of them, you can always rip them off and do other ones. We'll have other characters that you could download on our website. If you visit creativekits.com and look for the haunted house link. The other thing we'll have to do after we get all the silhouettes in is use the cobweb material, and you can put that all over. One trick that I've learned is not to use too much. To make it look more realistic, use it very sparingly and just kind of stretch it across from window to tombstone or one side. If you put too much, it looks like it's too much. So just use a little bit. The less I think is best. And then as far as the stick goes, for your tree, go outside, and if you found a twig in the yard or a dead branch, break one off, kind of get the same diameter as your fence post. In fact, take one of those outside and kind of help gauge the diameter, and then you can put it in here, glue it in place, and then you can actually put some cobwebs from branch to branch. That's another option you can do. Alright, one of the last things we'll do is put our dead bushes or shrubbery in. And you can kind of pick where you want it to go. If you want one in the corner right there, just take a little bit, tear it off, and then kind of place it down. This kind of gives a little bit of realism to your front yard and kind of a nice little detail. So put those anywhere you want, and put that one there, and let's see one in the back here. So that will be the shrubbery, and alright, for the cobwebs, I would just take a little bit and tear it into thin pieces like that. Just kind of drape it around, stretch it across. Like I said, don't use too much. You want it to look realistic, so you just want to kind of drape it and stretch it across. No need for glue. Then for the cobwebs, you'll just tear off some thin pieces. No need for glue here. It catches just about any little sharp corner or the wood pieces. It holds pretty firm, so just kind of drape it around like that. Maybe some on the back side. Go across your boarded up windows. Let me take this off so you can see. And just kind of stretch it here and there. Now, of course, if you wanted to paint your haunted house, you paint these pieces as you go. You do the base first, then put your fence in. If you want the fence post painted, you could also paint the raffia, or you could keep it natural. Like I said, it's anything you want to do. Use your creativity, imagination. Make this house your own. You could take the house, and when we went and just built the house to begin with, you could take the house and spray paint it with maybe some brown and black paint. You don't have to be neat about it. Where you want it to look kind of old and menacing. Then you can paint the shutters a different color, or you could assemble the whole thing like it is this way. Before you put on the detail stuff like the cobwebs and the shrubbery, you could spray paint the whole thing and then just go back with a brush and just touch up some of the details with a brush. But it's totally up to you. I'd love to see your design. If you want to send it to us, we'd love to see it. We'd even post some pictures of it on our website. Send it to creativekits.com and take a look at the website, and you'll find the email address there. Thanks for building.